Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the second week of the Exilium Classic League. Today's game is between Medium Bots versus Battleground of the Gods. Both these teams actually won their first game, winning it with a clean 2-0 victory. So we're just waiting to sort of go into picks and bans now. Just a quick note to make, I guess, is that Jorm and Merlin are open, so both can be picked up by players. There is no banned gods in this current week. Jorm and Merlin were banned for the first week, but they have been allowed through on the second week. So going back on to these two's previous games, I've gone over. It seems that Scylla was a popular pick for mid, so that might be a highly contested pick and ban area. Of course, we spoke a lot about Arthur last week, but he was banned in every single game played, so I would expect that trend to continue. Right. Eventually, one team might allow it through, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. It's a tough one, and like going back over the stats that you put together, Shibalonke seemed like a very popular pick and only managed to win, I think, about 20% of the games, which is actually a very shocking stat for Shibalonke. But one of our team today, Battlegrounds of the Gods, were one of the teams to pick up one of those wins on Shibalonke. So it will be interesting to see how this actually plays out. I think also a nice note to make is Al Kwong was also sort of banned in 5 of the 6 games played last week. But now I would expect Merlin to sort of be banned out as he's now open. So that may allow those junglers of Truth and Big Rick to actually pick up the Al Kwong and see what they can actually do with him. But yeah, I didn't actually see Median Spot's game last week, unfortunately. Jorm is open too. I'm not sure if any solos have been practicing him much. From what I've seen of Jorm, I think it is going to be a very niche pick, and it's going to be a very specialized sort of pick. I think he would be more of the solo laner, but I'm not sure if he can bring anything to the table that Arthur Achilles, which was very popular last week, do a lot better. Okay, and it seems like we're in game. So let's have a look at the first picks and ban stage for these teams. Ignore any poor spellings or mistakes I make. Okay, interesting. And the first ban we seem to have is a Wheelix coming out from Medium Bots. Merlin being the second ban. You might get your wish here. Maybe Arthur might sneak through these first phase. But a Wheelix first ban wasn't played last week, wasn't banned last week. Very interesting So they're obviously going for a god with some sort of leap, like maybe the Bakashura in jungle, and they really needed his counter out of the game. Merlin, I expected the ban to sort of come through this week, as no one really likes playing against him. His damage output is very good, and the fact that he has two very quick stances in the early game. Yep, and the bans are Arthur and Ao Kwong, so I think pretty much expected bans, which allows medium bots to pick up the Bacchus. So what do Battlegrounds of the Gods choose here? I wouldn't be surprised to see a Humbats pick. Humbats was very, very strong in every game played last week. But they have gone for the Shibalonke and Scylla. As mentioned earlier, Battlegrounds of the Gods with one of the only wins on Shibalonke. And Scylla, Battlegrounds of the Gods, played Scylla twice last week in both their games and did very well. And it is one of Medium's bots mid pick as well. But they did play the Isis last week as well. As we see the Ratatoskr and the Rammer locked in here as well. So interesting, the medium bots seem to have gone for a team based around a couple of knockups and Rammer to put out damage. And Bakashura is locked in for Battlegrounds of the Gods. Interesting that solo lane hasn't been looked at yet. But the Shibalonke versus Rammer, it will be interesting to see if the Shibalonke builds into that Transcendence route for a lot more power of the basic attacks, or both these hunters will look to go in for the sort of new meta which seems to be the Ichival Asi build and just rushing attack speed and not worrying about stacking items. And if we're talking about the second ban phase, they did ban out the Isis, which was played last week, and the Hera for mid. And we seem to have the Ganesh and Geb banned out on the side of medium bots. Which, no surprise there. I think last week game Battleground the God, they did play a Bacchus into a Ganesh, so the Ganesh was very good at shutting down Bacchus's belch with the silence. So medium bots don't want the same thing happening to them. And Uncle Cullen picked up for the solo lane, I would assume, Battleground of the Gods here. Interesting pick. Yeah, he was played last week by Battlegrounds of the Gods. Didn't do too well in the matchup in the solo lane, but their team did end up coming out with the win, so we'll see how that goes. And he will be facing a Hercules. I know, no, that should be a Hercules in the solo lane. Sorry, got confused there. And Agni is locked in for mid. And our final pick will be that Kumbhakana in the support role. So looking at these two teams, we seem to have a team with a bit of healing on the Herc and Rat versus a team with a lot of setup for that Scylla. With the Kumba stuns, the Kumba sleep, the Kukullan knocks ups and stuns. I think this game might be very even until it comes down to those early game rotations, who can get those picks on the support, or even if the solo rotates over. I've also not seen a Rat Ratatoska player in this league. Whether that Ratatoska tries to go for the invade, tries to go for the Acorn Rush, which is where they forego getting Assassin's Blessing, generally get Blink and the Stun, and because of his passive ability where he can buy his Acorn from anywhere on the map, that gives him 20% movement speed against the mid laner and allows him to really rush that gank at level 1. That Acorn also providing healing on abilities hit. So that might be something for Battlegrounds of the Gods to be aware of, especially when Scylla will not have an escape up until, well, should be maybe rank 3, but she might get it early on the rank 2, but it will affect her clear. As we're just waiting for the game to load up. I feel both teams did well in their sort of counter-picking matchups, picking that Kumbhakana into the Bacchus, which should shut down a lot of that Bacchus's early potential. And I believe the Agni into Scylla is a very strong matchup for Agni. He just needs to be very careful of those dashes into the Scylla's Sikkim, which if he gets stunned in that, he can find himself in a lot of trouble. But again, both these mid laners should be looking for a lot of help from their junglers.
Oh, thank you.
So who do you feel in the chat's got the advantage in this picks and bans phase? If you pick Backer, I hope you lose. Yeah, Backer is a very strong pick, so as much as I hate him, I can respect the pick for him. So we'll just have a look. And Rat has gone into the Assassin's Blessing, which would suggest a more traditional jungle start. Press 3, press 4, face roll. I mean, I get what you're saying about Backer, but it could be worse. I'm glad I didn't see the game where your stats showed there was a Loki picked and played in that game. That would have been the worst game.
Minions have spawned.
Okay, so as the teams sort of line up, we seem to have a very traditional start. Doesn't look like there's going to be an invade. Backer is creeping around the jungle. Bearing in mind, Kumba's Mesmerize shouldn't be up to around level 2, otherwise their wave clear is going to be abysmal. So that little early game pressure that Bacchus can put on should hopefully lead to a purple buff invade for them. As Kumba's about down to half health, he should be able to heal that up with potions. As Rama changed target, Kumba's quite low, but gets away for now. If we're looking at the passives on both support side, it is a meditation for medium bots and a shell for Battlegrounds of the Gods. That would suggest the chase potential in the early game is not quite there. But medium bots seem to have hit level 2 just before Battlegrounds of the Gods. As we hop over to mid lane, there might be a little bit of... Nope. Back just jumps over the wall and gets out. But he does take one of those XP minions with him. Okay, not too much happening at the moment. Solo lanes, just doing solo lane things over here. Just trying to clear the wave, but there is a lot of minions that have been built up there. Could this be first blood here? Nope, I think both those potions should save him there. But that is a lot of damage. And as you can see, his consumable potion, which has 3 stacks, has been fully consumed, so I would expect Kilcullen's going to be the first one back to the base, as Hercules goes for that first totem of coup. Meanwhile, Dune's lane back is in trouble. I think he had to med to save himself out of that one.
Slow down, son.
But again, just poking each other out. Interesting to note, Bacchus has actually gone for the Warrior's Blessing instead of the Guardian's Blessing, which would suggest that he's really looking to put out those ability damage, as we do have a kill in mid. The rat rotation picking up the Scylla in mid. Which allowed them to steal their red buff. Agni should back, but watch out for Rat. His blink is still up. He might be able to get this kill. Good shell out. Shiblonke having to dash away. Rama pretty low. The blink is good, but will it find the kill? No. Just got out, but Rammers need to be careful. Backer is rotating. Backer with the jump. Yeah, he's not got blink to close down that anymore. Does speeds to try and secure the Bacchus, but again, no kills here. As Agni's just dashed in the midway, Scylla's about half HP. And that will be Scylla's life. That first blood really did hurt Scylla. Agni managing to hit 5 and even 6 before Scylla's even managed to get her ultimate up. And those Agni bombs do a serious amount of damage. Especially if you hit that stun on them. It's going to be very tough for Scylla to sort of come back from this, but she has got ways to farm safe. But even under tower, the Agni range on those bombs can outpoke her. See Bacchus going in again, but not finding too much there. I think he'll just harass them, stop them back in, but Agni is coming in. Agni gets the stun off the Agni bomb and picks up the kill on the Shibolonke. He's quite low on mana, so I don't know if they really want to fight around this red buff, but they're looking for it. They're looking for the invade. And Battlegrounds of the Gods just seem to give that up. And everyone goes back to farming. Meanwhile in the solo lane. Interesting. Although Herc seems to be out damaging the Cullen. Cullen has got the level ahead and the rattle is good. Does get the knock up. I don't think there's anything else here. Backer is looking for the rat. Dashes away. Turns his attention to the Hercules. Ooh, I think Herc got stuck into those minions. I would expect Herc to fall here. And, ooh. Still surviving that sliver of HP. The ult does come out, but it's just a bit of return damage. They both will get away. Backer should heal it up from that blue camp, beating that minion. Whew. And this should put Solo ahead to level 8 to level 7. The Cullen seems to elect to go to the Gladiator Shield, whereas Herc's going for that Blackthorn's Hammer, which does give you a decent amount of health and mana. But the healing on Gladiator Shield seems to be doing work, and again Agni's picked up the Scylla in mid. Again, back a rotation, but Agni Dash should be up. And the ticks do manage to find the kill on Big Rick. Oof. Agni currently 4-0-1. This could be getting a bit rough. As again he goes for the red buff. They have got it warded, so they do know he's doing it. But a level 6 Scylla can't really contest that. All 4 members here. Agni is going to back because of low mana, but will they look for an early Fire Giant here after he's back? No wards currently around Fire Giant. Back has pushed up the zoning out. And Ram will just clear the way for experience. Electing to go out and just grab those camps instead of pushing the tower, but that is fine. Again, gank on solo lane. Fighting over the Totem of Ku. Rat could be in trouble here, that dash was not good. Having to use that ult for escape. And running into the jungle, but Rama could be in trouble over here. Backer is rotating. Gets the silence on him. Oh. And he's out safe. And he does get the stun on the Kumba. Kumba manages to mez them. Not much else here. Not too sure about Rama having to use his ult there. I know his team was rotating, but all it would have taken is one Agni Bomb, Shibalon K auto to probably kill him on the way down, but Agni does again pick up the kill in mid. And the Scylla is really having a rough time at the moment. As I think we're going to have a fight around the red buff. Don't know if they can go on this Agni. I think his level's too high. They do manage to confirm their red buff, but in doing so they had to expend that Kumba ult. As Bacchus has dived in on the Kumba at the back. And Kumba will fall. Will Shibalon K be able to rotate and pick up anything onto this? Don't believe so. And he's caught between a rock and a hard place here. But that Rama seems to be backing out. And I believe he'll be fine there. So Agni seems to have about 2k in hand. Will he go for the Spear of Desolation to get even more cooldowns? That's even more bad news for the Scylla. Battlegrounds of the Gods are grouping up around the Gold Fury. I believe that is just to put wards around it. Oracles have just worn off, so they're the only ones with wards on the Gold Fury. Rama having to just come and put a ward on it. The stun is good on the Kimber. Kimber having to dash away. But again, they are looking for this red buff invade. Kimber needs to be careful. I believe his passive would still be down. If he gets poked too much, that is a death. As Rat looks to go in on the Shiblonke, Shiblonke having to beat. Shell is coming out from the Kimber. Back is having to ult to confirm that kill, and that will be a 1-for-1. Both junglers fall. Back is still trying to poke out that Shiblonke a little bit. Ramo is going up into the air. Will the snipes be good? I think he's out of range. Nice idea from the Rama. And they will look to start up that Gold Fury. This should be pretty free. I don't think the Kimber can do anything apart from Mez them make them take a bit more damage. And medium bots do secure that Gold Fury. So at this point, I think Battlegrounds of the Gods need to all, as hard as it is, gang up on that Agni, and at least try and get someone that XP for killing the much higher level player. As I think Kokoken is about to get 3-man rotated. Don't believe he's got an escape route. And I believe he will fall here. Yep. Those rotations. There's no wards around mid at the bottom because Scylla's just not been able to push up and actually place them there. I don't know, will they get this? Nope, I don't believe they'll get that. And Bacchus is looking in to steal the red buff. I think he's jumped in a bit too much. Kimber's silence Bacchus. Sura with the ult. Scylla just off the mark with her ultimate, but doesn't matter. Bakashura picks up the kill. As SMG Gilly is picked up in this 80 duo lane, but Rat comes in to secure the kill on the Shibolonke. Again, trading out. But I think this is, they're going on the Agni. Agni low health, but that 2-level difference I think is enough damage, especially with the Spear of Desolation online. The Bancross for that lifesteal. I think this Agni might be just a bit too hard to kill as he dashes into the Scylla.
Unstoppable.
And Scylla will fall before she can even get her crush off. As we see Rat now invading. This has been a really tough game for Battlegrounds of the Gods. The Agni going 7, 0 and 3 at the moment. Scylla not even quite 12 to get that second active online, which might spare her life just once, but we have a fight in the solo lane. It is a 3-man rotation, but I think they'll just back off this now. Around to the gods do find the killing duo. Very close to Shiblonke dying. But he will get away safe as there's no one on this side of the ramp. And in the solo lane, High does get picked up. And I believe this is Pyromancer being called. Agni in mid doesn't seem to have any mana, so I don't know if this is the wisest call. And nope, they seem to just dropped it, realising Agni having the back to base. But they should pick up the T1 tower in the solo lane. Nope, not quite. Kimber having to ult to get out of there. No one in his team's close by to even pick up. I believe he's pinging on the map, but I don't think there's much they can do right now. Rama and Shiblonke just trading auto attacks. Rama seems to have gone for Devo's Gauntlet, which give him a lot more sustain than the Shiblonke. Shiblonke yet to get any lifesteal online. As the Royal tries to find the back line, he does get stunned out by the Shiblonke ult, and that should be a death for the rat. Will they be able to pick up the backers as well? I believe he jumped over the Shiblonke, but it's still not enough. Rama goes to the air, finds a return kill, but he should fall to this rotation. Just when Gold Fury's about to come up in 10 seconds, that's Primal Fury. This could be a Gold Fury for Battleground of the Gods. They are calling for it. The Agni is around, but this could be their way back into the match. Really stemming that lead, so there's only a 2k difference at the moment. T1 in solo lane has fallen for medium bots, so that could explain some of the stem. But I did not see when it actually fell down. I think Kirk just confirmed that XP for himself. There is a 4-man grouping around mid around this Hercules. No one on the side of Battlegrounds of the Gods yet to get any anti-healing, which I don't think they can then kill the Herc off that. Believe he should be able to heal up pretty quickly from any damage they put onto him, unless they fully commit that Scylla ultimate when he's about 25% health. But even then, if you see his health at the moment, that is a pretty tall ask. As Rat is pushing in the solo lane, we all keep our eyes around the Oni Fury and around mid. This is a 5v4. Battlegrounds of the Gods should be fighting here. Agni having to dash away using his Aegis and bees, I believe. Yep. Get away safely. Which is a good win for them. But as you can see in the solo lane, Rat still pushing up. Someone's got to go back and defend this. Okay, Rat's rotating around. Will he pick up the back Shura? He does get the speed buff. The Agni Bomb is good. I think Rat overextended there. Rama did pick up the kill, and yep, the Rat does get picked up. Kumba may be in trouble in mid. He does go for the ult on the Rama. I think he's trying to save this T2, but he hasn't really got the team to follow up any damage. And the T2 will fall. I think that T2 was lost. I think that ult needed to be saved, because the next objective is that Oni Fury. stun is good on the Agni. Xbalanque down to 1 HP, down to 0 HP. The Rammer snipe's good. Bakshura is rotating in from the bottom. He goes after the Agni. Beads to get rid of the stun.
Where you going, hotshot?
Pick up a kill. Rammer is hitting autos onto those targets. And manages to pick up the Bakshura, but Cullen comes in with the swipe. Does grab him.
Killing spree.
And will chase down this Herc.
Out of my way.
Scylla did back off, so he is fighting a 1v2 here. He needs to back out. But as you can see, his team have started up that Only Fury, so him staying here is a zoning tactic. Rat Tuscarora, I believe, I know is up, but I don't think they know he's doing the Gold Fury. Otherwise that Rat ult would be used. As the Rat ult is coming in now. Will he be able to steal it? Nope, Battle Rounds of the Gods do secure that Gold Fury. Rat also loses his life trying to defend it.
Well, that was quite a shindig.
So this has been a very good turnaround for Battlegrounds of the Gods. They're doing okay around the map, but the Agni has absolutely demolished them. But a couple of objectives here and there, they are focusing that Agni. The second the Agni is down, they are able to actually do work to the medium bots team. I was going to say, as we look at the damage charts, I'm very surprised to see Cullen. I know he's a solo laner, so he can fight on his own, but Agni damage lower than that Cullen damage. But also way down in that chart is Scylla, with only 4,000 damage. That is not good from your mid laner, but she has been absolutely dominated by this Agni. She needs to just, at the moment, slowly farm and not worry too much about the damage. As the T1 in duo lane does go down, they are looking for this kill on the Xbalanque. They do find the kill on the Xbalanque. Will they be able to turn their attention to the Kumba? Kumba Mez is good. And the Scylla is rotating. They could be in trouble here. This is a 4-man rotation. But it does leave Pyromancer open to medium bots who seem to be on it. I think they'll just get Pyro and back off. Rammer snipes off the mark with 2 of them. And there goes the Pyromancer. Agni does pick up the kill. The bomb, and it's a 3-on-3 fight. Although the health advantage is in Battlegrounds of the Gods' favour, that Agni is putting out serious amounts of damage. They really need to back off here. Find that safety of their T2, and they are not able to get there. The Xbalanque ult comes out for a bit of cover. Rat ult is in the air. Rat is going to fall onto the Scylla, I would imagine. Goes after the Scylla. Scylla manages to dash out. And will be safe for the moment, but they will lose the T2 and duo for this. Will medium bots manage to push out for the Phoenix? Herc is tanking the Phoenix. Ram a very early beat, but managed to get away with that stun. Xbalanque dashing in for the kill on Hercules, getting the kill, but also dashing into the Agni Bomb. He'll have to go back to base and reset. On the plus side for them, they are defending at Phoenixes, so that way back is not a long way at all. As we see Rat steal that speed buff, does get the Bakshura out of it as well. And I don't think Bakshura can catch up to him. Hey Glacier, how you doing? So the next big fight I would imagine would be this Fire Giant. Battlegrounds of the Gods do currently have a ward over here. So they will be able to see when medium bots start up, but medium bots have got all the pressure. So we have a nice little friendly exchange here. Bacchus is a bit out of position here, but he does manage to get that blue buff. Bacchus jumps into the back line, trying to get stuns. His team aren't really there, but that is a good Agni Bomb. Will he manage to find the kill on the Bacchus? Bacchus at 1 HP, but he does fall to the Cucullin. Rat is in the air. Rat has fallen, trying to go for backline. Bakshura going after the Rammer. Not the target I would have gone for. I would have tried to put all your damage in on that Agni, but as Kumba ult is good. I believe that is just separation. Rat again going after the Kumba. I believe Kumba's passive is up. The shell no good to help him out, and Kumba will fall to the Rat. Scylla is picked off by the Hercules, and they will look towards Fire Giant. Or if they manage to pick up this Cucullin,
Killing spree.
they might look to go for a Phoenix, but I believe Fire Giant would be the better call right now. And indeed, the Fire Giant is started up by the Hercules. So while this Fire Giant's going on, we managed to look at the wrong graph. The gold difference is now a staggering 10k, and the XP difference is 17. I would like to know net worth. Ouch! And the difference between the Agni and the Scylla is 16,000 gold. That is a lot of items and a lot of damage. They do manage to pick up a Primal Fury, I believe. Battleground of the Gods, but that's not going to help them unless they can defend these Phoenixes. Rat not able to find anything in that through the Cosmos. Bacchus pushing up the left lane is jumping in. I believe he'll be okay, but none of his team are over here. I don't know if Battleground of the Gods are aware of that, because they should fall on this Bacchus right now. As he just comes through the jungle, grouping up with his team, and they will push. As a unit, Rammer is getting back camps at the moment. Don't know if he's just trying to get that last bit of XP to get either Rage or Deathbringer online. As Bacchus goes in for the Scylla, it will be the Deathbringer online for the Rammer. So, Bakshura going on the Agni. Does manage to pick up the Agni as well, with the help of his Cucullin. This is a good fight for Battleground Gods. Need to keep pushing. Kumba is good. Scylla Crush is good. Will they manage to pick up the Rat, or will he manage to escape through the Cosmos? He does manage to escape. As the Hercules and Rammer just focus mid lane, poke up damage. That was a good fight to win. Getting the Fire Giant off the Agni is win. Stopping the push is a good win, but there is nothing really objective wise to take. They might be able to push this T1 in mid, but apart from that, as Rammer does, wow, rolls into the backline and manages to one-shot Scylla from half health. Poor Scylla. There's not much she can do right now. And the Pyromancer will be started off by medium bots. Going in on Kumba. That's a good stun, is good. And that is Kumba down. His passive was not available. I think Battlegrounds of the God has split a bit too much. Medium bots are grouping a little bit better than for the moment, as I believe they will push up the left lane at least. Bacchus is going in for that back line, just poking, letting them know they're there. They're playing it cautious, Battlegrounds of the Gods here, but They did have a 4v2 for a second. As that wave is now pushed up. The agony damage is good on the Xbalanque. That will force him back to at least Phoenix. Will it force him back to tower? As the column will fall as well.
Let's go.
5v4. Kumber ultimate is down. Bacchus ultimate is down as the rat comes through the sky. Going on the backline, hitting the Scylla. Bacchus managing to turn on the rat. And we now have a 4v4, but the Phoenix does fall during that fight. Scylla roll is good. The roll just off the mark and will fall to the Bacchus and Rammer Snipes combination. Bacchus are trying to clean up here. Gets stunned out by the Hercules. Think they need to back off here. Think they could be in a bit of trouble. Two of them fall. Fire Giant's about to spawn. Gold's about to spawn. Bacchus jumps on the Hercules. Kimber Mez is good. Xbalanque picking up a kill, picking up the double kill as they collapse in on this rammer. Bacchus getting the kill on the rammer, causing that deicide. Beginning to swing the game back a little bit in the favour of Battlegrounds of the Gods. So only 2 gods up for medium bots at the moment, and that's going to be the case for 30 seconds. I don't know. Well, with the Agni they definitely can defend Fire Giant, but will they? Haskell Cullen does start up that Fire Giant. And I believe they will give this up. That is the Enhanced Giant going on to the Battleground of the Gods. Let's see what they can do. The Oni Fury is up. That should be their next port call. But I believe they'll back to base and try and finish some of these items. I believe Scylla is going into a Breastplate of Valor, maybe? It is good cooldowns, it is good physical protection, but it's mainly the Agni doing most of the damage to her, so that is a bit of a surprising pickup. They do have a look at this Oni Fury, leash it immediately, but Rammer puts in a lot of damage to that cool colour. And Rammer will start up this Gold Fury. I believe this one will fall to medium bots. They've got the better ward coverage and they are zoning out. Yep, and it does fall to them. He either looking for something but can't stay around too long. That Rammer damage is very consistent right now. Rammer electing to go into crit, which very unusual in the current meta state, but I do really like it. Scylla's still yet to hit 20. She does need to find this farm. Wherever she can get it, I think they need to back off this red buff and let Scylla get to level 20 to get her passive fully stacked. Bacchus does get the stun off, but I don't believe. I think Rat will just. Will Rat go in on that? Or yes, he will. They are looking for the Bacchus hit. Xbalanque's Darkest Night does come in to get the stun off, but I believe this will be Bacchus. Does manage to dupe the ult, picks up a minion for healing. Rat does blink in, beads out. Rammer in the air. First snipe hits, second and third miss, and the Bacchus should escape with his life. Rat is still chasing after him, and does manage to pick up that kill. That is beats out of Rat. Xbalanque might die here to the Herc. Scylla's ult, just off the mark. This is a 5-on-3 fight at the moment. Agony staying out the fight but managing to put out those long range bombs. Battleground the Gods are just managing to do them, but they need to be aware of that left lane. Yep. As medium bots do push onto the Phoenix, they will get the left Phoenix by the minions. This is a big win for them. Pushing this fight. Kimber managing to ult and not managing to hit the belly flop. And they should just back off this unless they can turn on this. He's overextended. This is a 3-on-1. His team aren't close by. Kumba is rotating in now. They will lose the blue buff, but everyone escapes with their life. So still up 1-9, still not full build, but the damage is beginning to come online. I believe she's got about 5,000 damage in the last sort of 5 minutes, which is much better than her previous game. But if you're comparing her to that mid lane of Agni, Agni closing in on the 38,000 mark on the damage. And speaking of which, just hits that 38,000. And the 39,000. Will he hit the 40k and the kill? Rat is ulting in the air. The ult is good, the knock up is good, and He High will fall to the rat ult. As medium bots look to push down this middle lane. Iron Monster on the Herc, but not the best target to go for. Seems to brush off, but Beckett is chomping away at that Herc's health. And again, they manage to defend the Phoenix. Gold Fury about to spawn. Maybe medium bots looking for this. I don't know if they've got enough health to sort of claim it. They will get the Oracle just to know when that's up. The Rammer Snipe is available if they desperately need it. As Rat is in the middle lane, blinking on Shivalonke. Shivalonke having to Aegis. Rat having to dash away and just gets away with the ult. Akshira is going to go into the jungle looking for him, but that is a mistake. That has left this Primal Fury open to the Rammer. Primal Fury fills the medium bot. But Battlegrounds of the Gods have started up this Fire Giant. Medium bots are close by with that Rammer, still with the ultimate. Agony is close by, I would imagine with 3 bombs. He hasn't been fighting recently. He has dashed in, he has bombed once, gets ulted by the Kumba. They still haven't unleashed this Fire Giant, they're still fighting it, but it's still tanking it. So they're having to dash out, and they will finally give up on the Fire Giant. Agony dashed in, get the stun on the Kumba. Rat does manage to pick up He High in the back, into the right lane. Rat is going up to the ult as the Fire Giant is started. Just off the mark. And medium bots do secure that Fire Giant. Battlegrounds of the Gods might get that T2 in the solo lane, which might give them that little bit of extra gold to defend. They might get the one in the middle lane as well. But even with that little bit of gold swing, I don't think it's going to be enough to save this game for them. As Herc just runs into the Phoenix, Rammer immediately on it. Back sure it does ult, having to beat to avoid the back stun. I leave Willful, and they should just go in to end the game now.
Your Titan is under attack.
Scylla's still up. The Scylla damage at level 20 is not to be underestimated. Could still pick up the kill as the ult does come out, doesn't hit the target, and she falls to the rat. And that will be game 1 in this set. Medium bots taking it 36 kills to 25 kills of the Battlegrounds of the Gods in about 41 minutes. So yeah, that was a tough game for Battlegrounds of the Gods there. How do you think it went, chat? Scylla did build Spear of Desolation for her pen, and then elected to go into the Breastplate of Valor instead of another penetration item. Otherwise her build is pretty normal, but I'm not sure why she went into that Breastplate of Valor when I'm pretty sure most of her damage was coming from the Agni, who did manage to end the game on 46,000 damage. And she did tank that Fire Giant for way too long. Yeah, I agree with your assessment that she just got put too far behind and was playing catch-ups and just had to go with whatever she was able to. Yep, the Rat Agni pressure really did work for them. The Agni pressure particularly was very, very strong, and Rat was just able to sort of ult after any gods that got away from Agni. But the Rat ending on 11, 5 and 6. Again with about 28,500 damage. Yep, so for game 2 I would expect an Agni ban, but that Agni ban would then probably allow Merlin open. So it's a bit of a twist. I do think medium bots did get first pick that game. So if Nevaeh is confident in the Agni, they can leave open and pick it up themselves. Yep, because there is nothing everything's open at the moment. I do agree with the Ao Kuang, because everyone has sort of been banning out Ao Kuang at the moment, but even when he's been left open, no one has yet to pick him up. I have seen Battlegrounds of the Gods' previous 2 games, and I will admit they were behind in every fight, but they managed to pull both of those games back and come back to the 2-0 victory. It took them about an hour to do it in both games, but they were behind for a lot of them, and they do have that potential to come back. I don't think early pressure is necessarily their strong point, but we'll have to wait and see. As we get into the picks and bans phase, I have to switch these around. And medium bots did pick up that first game. Okay, so sorry, I was editing that. But the first bans were the Alqualm, Merlin, Arthur, and Becca's. So that leaves the Agni open. Whether they pick that up or not, I'm not sure. And it is Big Rick picking up the Humbats. I like the Humbats choice. Humbats has been very, very strong in every game so far. And that will be Pele picked up for medium bots. Again, I would expect that to go in the jungle, but there's nothing to say that won't go in the solo lane. And that Rammer is picked up again. The Rammer was very effective in the last game, so why change it? That last game as well, I'd like to point out, that was another Shibbolonke loss. So I think that puts his rate down to 2 and 10, or 2 and 9 at the moment. As we see Jingwei picked up for Battleground of the Gods. I think that's a very strong pick right now as well. Knowing that Rammer's probably going to go into that crit build again, Jingwei has got the ability to out-crit the Rammer. So, bearing in mind those boxing fights could be very different. Don't count Dallas Asylum in that. I don't know why I need to count that. I've not seen many games. I've just gone off the stats that I think Lord Varen's put together. And it is very nice and refreshing to see a game without Shibbolonke. As for Mana is locked in for Battlegrounds of the Gods. Well, if your ADC only plays Shibbolonke, I guess that means 2 of the losses aren't valid, but that still puts him, what, 2-7, 2-8, I can't remember off the top of my head. And the Terror is picked up for medium bots. It's a great counter to Humbats. There is a lot of CC on that team, and there is also a lot of healing. And Lord Varen has confirmed it's 2-8 across both. For the Shibbolonke picks. Second round of ban phases. Interesting that Battlegrounds of the Gods decided to ban Scylla and Isis. Now, again, I didn't see medium Gods previous games, but the mid did go 14 and 5 with the game that he did play with Isis. But again, that Agni is still left open. So, bit of a weird one to force him to play Agni again, I guess. And for medium bots, it was the Rising and Geb band. So I would expect an Agni to be picked up here. But no, they have decided to go for the Hercules instead. That is a very strong healing team. As Poseidon is being hovered over, this is a bit strange for me, because I agree with you, Glacier, that they had to be planning on picking up the Agni, or I don't know why they wouldn't ban it. And Athena Poseidon completes the team for Battleground of the God. And please tell me this Kuzenbo gets locked in. Don't toy with my heart. This could be a Kuzenbo mid. Or a Terra mid. Ah. And we are going to maybe get the Ra out of it. And the Agni does get locked in. Well, there was hope for a second we could have got some Kuzenbo mid action. But no, I guess playing it a lot safer. The Agni wasn't broken the first game. They didn't need to change anything about it. They've now just provided him with a lot more CC and setup. So, good luck Battleground of the Gods. They have got the Humbats to try and dive that Agni and push him out of the fight. But as you rightly pointed out, that Terra is a big counter to Humbats. So yeah, I hope Nevaeh knows what she's doing on Poseidon, because not banning out the Agni means they knew they were going to play against it, and maybe the Athena Poseidon has enough to really throw that Agni off the game. But I'm not sure because the Agni played very well in that first game. Poseidon draft makes sense in theory, cripples 4 characters. In theory, it makes a lot of sense. And maybe it's one of her stronger matchups playing a Poseidon into an Agni. But I would have just taken the Agni away a lot quicker. But before we get into game then, if you were to ban out the Agni, who would you let through? Probably the Scylla. Yeah, exactly. You let the Scylla through and play Poseidon versus Scylla. But we'll see, because I do like the Poseidon pick forces the Agni to get Aegis, and if he has got Aegis, he is absolutely free for those Humbat ults in the early game. Or if he goes for beads to combat the Humbat's ult, he is absolutely free for that level 5 Kraken. So they have got 2 pathways to really focus on the Agni, and I know I'm focusing on the Agni a lot, but I feel that is the stronger player that you need to focus on in this game too, as he was so strong in game 1. Yeah, I agree with you. If they manage to keep up, they have a chance. But I will also say they were pretty much behind from 5 minutes in the first game, and they've managed to pull out a 40-minute game. So I know they're very good at defending and holding on to stuff. It's where they can turn that hold into a victory. And of course the order would be everything out. So I would expect a pretty normal start. I don't expect any invades, but I would be honest, it would be nice to see Battlegrounds of the Gods just go all out. Try and put the jungle behind, try and put that Agni behind very early on. But I think it would just be a standard start, or... yeah. I think medium bots want to be on the front foot, and I think you can slap them in the face and take that away from them with a strong level 5 mid game, and then you do yourself a great service. It all depends around that level 5 fight, if they manage to get the Agni. Because I've got a feeling this Agni's probably going to outclear and hit 5 first. But we'll just have to wait and see. I'm hoping for better things on this Poseidon than the Scylla. As the duo lane just sort of pokes each other out. Does manage to get the knockup. And the Agni did go for that Aegis as we were discussing earlier. Yep. As he clears hits 2 and goes for that red invade. If we're talking about Hercules, I would expect a Gaia. As that early Agni ganks does pick up the Athena, and that is first blood to medium bots. They started as they finished the last game, very strong. They are looking for this purple buff, and I think they managed to steal it. I don't think Humbat's managed to secure it, or did he? I know he did, just about. But Athena is still level 1 here. Does need a few minions to hit that level 2 and get her taunt up, or even her dash. As you can see on the right side of the map, Pele invading those back camps, and will probably back away before getting speed. That's a good taunt by Athena. But they will get turned around on. Rama hitting those basics on the Jingwei. And we're back to normal. So Poseidon knows his red's up. They have got it warded. We have a look at Poseidon. He's pretty close to hitting 5. The Agni also very close to hitting 5. As Terra is rotating in. So I'll be looking for a fight around mid. Agni did hit 5 first, but Poseidon shouldn't be too far behind. And there's the 5. Should go back to base and finish either, I think, Spear of the Magus or maybe Spear of Desolation if he wants cooldowns, but there is a rotation coming into the duo lane. This is not looking good for Athena and Jingwei. Jingwei does get stunned out by the Agni Bomb, having to feed. Feeds not enough as Pele ults to finish off the kill, and Athena falls as well. It was a very good rotation from medium bots. Humbat's still yet to hit 5. Should probably hit it off these couple of back camps, and got the back camp and speed camp at least. Yeah, is Athena gonna go in for this taunt? No, just clearing the wave. And having to Aegis, will the tick damage be enough? Not quite. Battlegrounds of the Gods will secure their red buff. That Humbat ult is up. Maybe waiting for Poseidon to come back into lane as Athena is looking to put a ward out, I think, but managing to get stunned out as Terra rotates over. Just putting pressure to stop making an easy red buff, but I think she's out of position here. Athena taunt good. Humbat does ult. The Terra will survive for the moment. Will Humbat finish off the kill? Yeah. That was a lot of ultimates used to kill a Terra, but I think you need to get the kills where you can at the moment. The taunt was good. I think if Poseidon had his ult there on the Agni, that would have been a much better trade-off rather than trading 2 ults for the Terra there. And mid camps will fall to the Pele. Athena still yet to hit 5. And triple split in this mid wave isn't going to help too much with anyone's XP. But then there's not much else up on the map. As we check in with the solo lane, I expect this lane to be pretty constant. It's just going to be hitting each other. I don't expect anyone to really fall down in here, as we are getting a rotation onto this purple buff. Doesn't steal it, but the Athena does fall to that Pele ult. I know that wasn't Pele ult, that was just a Pele dash. Interesting. And Poseidon could be in trouble here in mid. They're all around his red buff. Just needs to give this up. Unless Humbats can get an ult off here. The Humbats has backed away and leaves the Poseidon to fall. That is a good ult. The Agni Aegis is down. But the Agni damage is still too much to deal with. Gets the double kill. Terra picking up the red buff just to annoy the Agni a little bit. Was his double kill not good enough for you? As it looks like this T1 in the left lane is also close to falling. Jingwei dashing in on the Rama. Having to ult out. Rama on 200 HP. Don't think he's got enough to ult out. And will fall to the Jingwei. I think overstaying. think overstaying is welcome slightly more. And will Agni get his red buff? Will Terra come and steal this one as well? Yeah, she was thinking about it. As I think Pele is going towards the speed buff invade. Poseidon is aware of it. But I don't know if he's aware of the Agni rotating as well. And that speed buff invade will be successful. So they've got 3 on the side, on the duo side of the map with a Humbat's ult. Should be coming up soon. They should be ganking this lane. Jingwei does well to dodge the rammer ult, but the T1 will fall. But will they manage to find the Terra in return? They do. And can they pick up the rammer? Rolls in on the Jingwei, manages to pick off the Jingwei. We got the Agni rotating over. He should have enough mana for 1 bomb. He does get the bomb and the stun off. Now it's just up to Ramo if he can auto this Athena down. Which I believe she's just given up on it. And I think Gold Fury will be looked at. Whether or not they can get it, it's a different story. Jingwei's passive straight back to that tier 2. I think this is going to be a free Gold Fury, and I think that T1 in mid is going to fall as well. Not quite. I mean, it's got a sliver of health. Just a sliver. As Hercules is hitting the mana. The mana ult is still up, so I don't expect anything to fall here. Maybe the Humbats can rotate over after getting this blue buff. Take fire to Tomaku, but no, he just seems to be going away and farming. And again, the Rammer, and that's the Terra, sorry, might be in a bit of trouble. Jingwei chasing after her. And the Terra will fall to the Jingwei. I think Terra will probably get this. I know they've gone in on the Poseidon. Poseidon having to Aegis out. But will still fall, managing to get the ult off on the Pele. Pele beads down. Humbat's managing to get the ult just after the beads. And Pele will fall to the Athena. But Agni is dashing in straight after the Humbat. Athena having to ult to provide protections. Agni thinking about getting this red buff. Athena dashing in on the Agni. Agni beads, managing to pick up the Athena. We'll get this red buff as well, and possibly look at a rotation in to this Jingwei as well. But so far, medium bot's pretty much controlling everything, managing to pick up T1 in 2 lanes at the moment. Really looking at those T2s as well. And yep, Gold Fury also fall into medium bots. So as we can see, that puts them 5,000 ahead roughly in both categories as they look towards the Pyromancer. Bit of a mana is there. Ooh. Rammer's low. The ult is, I would think that's a very early ult from the mana. He's going to have to escape out of here. He has got the Athena around. I think she's caused more trouble for herself than it's worth. And he will escape. And now Pyromancer started off by medium bots. Humbat does have an ult, but just let go, and having to use that defensively to make sure he gets away from the Terra stun and any possible rotations. Poseidon in mid trying to fight out this Terra. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Falls to the Pele. But will Humbat's manage to pick us up? Nope, the stun is good, and the turnaround from the Agni saving the Terror, but the Vamana does come back and find that Pele kill. Oof. What a turn of events. 14 minutes into the game, and I think again we have the Agni on 7-0. This was a mistake not to ban out this Agni. As you can see, medium bots placing a load of aggressive wards around the fire giant, just all along a straight line here. Just to know if anyone from Battlegrounds of the Gods will come, which suggests they will be looking at a fire giant soon. But at this stage of the game, I think Battlegrounds of the Gods just need to find farm wherever they can get it. I don't think fire giant defense is the right call either. As Humbat's, his ultimate is down. He is looking at a level 15 Agni. Just run. You're level 9. That is not worth the fight. As the Pele picks up the Vamana in the solo lane, we're just following this Agni around as he's going in on the Jingwei. That's Beads and Aegis on the Jingwei. Rama ult is up in the air. Rama misses with all 3 of those snipes. But we might... No, I think they won't worry about this T2, but they will get an Oni Fury now. Only Athena really in range to steal it, but not the character you'd want them to have steal on. And the Oni Fury will fall down at the 15-minute mark. Poseidon could be in trouble in mid, trying to run away. I think his passive is enough to stay away from Pele, but they will lose their red buff and the back XP camps to it. As Jingwei goes in, trying to poke some damage on the Agni. Getting stunned out. Vamana is... Oh, she managed to steal the red buff as well. The Humbat's ult in defense. Pele is ulting. That is a good Poseidon ult hitting 2, knocking them up. And I think they will all escape. Will they go in for the re-engage? Speed buff is up. Both teams now aware of that. Medium bots do get the speed buff invade. Amanda is trying to go in on the Rama, but the Agni bomb stuns him out and puts him at half HP. Oh, that's unfortunate for Nevea. Kirk managing to get the rebound with the boulder to pick up the kill on the mid laner. Pele's just in the back line, they take the T2. Will they look for a very early Phoenix? Yep, I don't think there's much Battlegrounds of the Gods can do here. Herc picking up the Athena. It is a 2-on-4 fight. There is no minions in here yet, but just you wait, they're on their way. Ooh, managing to pick up the Rama with that overhead smash from the Humbats, followed by an auto attack. But in the meantime, T2 in right falls, T2 in left falls, and they are down fires, and they did pick up the Phoenix as well. So this early game pressure they had on the Poseidon and Humbats to try and counteract this Agni has not worked out, and it just seems that Humbats is really having to use that ultimate as a defensive measure rather than setting up any aggressive plays. I believe Pyro is going to be looked at here, or they're going to go straight for the Fire Giant. Pyro down. Now looking at fire. That is Belt Frenzy upgraded pop to help deal with this fire giant. Which is surprising, but again, they've not got too much pressure on this game right now. They are in full control of this. Pele's waiting around the speed buff to see if anyone wants to come and take it. Pele ganking from behind. Dina Taunt is down, but she will fall there. As the rest of the team sort of pushing in the right lane, Pele looking to sort of branch around. And Battlegrounds of the Gods just backing away at the moment. I expect this Phoenix to fall, but Humbat's does ult. Humbat's ult is good. Side note is good. They do pick up the Hercules. But they don't pick up the Rammer or the Agni. So there is still a lot of damage raining in. They go after the 2 tanks, but both the damage dealers are still here. Jinwei getting ulted by Athena probably saves her life there, but this should be the Titan falling. I don't think there's anything they can do here to stop this. And that will be game number 2. Well, you won. Well done. Favourite Penguin playing the solo for medium bots there joined the chat. And thank you for Schrodinger and It's Just a Gaze for the follows during that game. Sorry I missed it. What were we doing? And S11L Gilly for the follow. Thank you all so much. You played great in that game. So we just have a quick look at the damage charts. As we can see, again the Agni really outshining on the damage, going to about 20,000 compared to their mid laner's 6,500 damage. AD C lane was a lot more even, with Gokinator actually out battling the Rammer, but the Rammer was focused on a lot. But unfortunately they couldn't just bring out the damage and get the Agni out of the game, him managing a flawless 8-0 performance.